Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us, this Sihuadon R-108 Amber Edition. Yes, this is the one with the amber light. I'm going to perform an evening medium wave band scan. I'll go over features first. Second, I'll do a size comparison. And third, I'll start cruising the evening band. So let's check it out, the Sihuadon R-108. You can find these currently for right around a little $50 to $55, maybe a little higher depending on inflation in your area. I got this for $42 recently because there was a lightning deal and a coupon, and I shared that with you guys in my comments section. So if you had the bell icon clicked and you were subscribed, you got the notification and you lucked out and probably got one. Great little radio. I absolutely love it. So let's go over features. We got our carry strap, antenna jack for shortwave antenna wire, typically like a Kato T1 wire or a Sanjin AN60. Here we have a headphone port. To the front of the radio, we have the Sihuadon tag in metal. We have a 1.5-inch speaker with a lot of bass to it. It's a lovely sound to this radio. R-108, 500 memory presets. If you look here, it says FM, medium wave, shortwave, long wave, airband. So you get 100 presets per band, giving you 500 presets. They kept it very simple, fine by me. The display, we have a battery life indicator. We have an alarm indicator. Over here, we have alarm time. You can change that with this little button here to show temperature or alarm time when the radio is off. When the radio is on, it'll also cycle local time and signal strength and signal noise ratio. Down here we have our time. This is local. This is 10:42 p.m. and it's Central Daylight Time, and I'm near Chicago, Illinois for this video. Down here we have a bunch of buttons. We have a numeric keypad for direct entry of frequencies, and enter your frequency and then write to it, which is awesome. Down here we have 0 with beep function. 0 actually, as you tap 0, will let you change meter bands. And if you look up here, you'll see little red lettering here, same as down here, turning the beep on and off. Number 4 lets us change from 9 kilohertz to 10 kilohertz. So at 9, if you notice, we'll go back to the display here, the temperature is in Celsius. So if you want to change that to Celsius, you have to be on 9 kilohertz stepping to do that. If you change it back to 10, you'll notice it changes back to Fahrenheit. Here we have 5 turns long wave on and off, so we'll just turn it off. And over here we have FM setting. Press and hold this. This cycles the different bands: 64 to 108, 76 to 108, 87 to 108, and 87.5 to 108. Here we have our band button. Changes the different 5 bands. And then if you look there, it says ATS. That means auto tuning system. Press and hold this band button. It automatically searches the band and automatically saves all presets for that band. Now keep in mind it will destroy any manually set presets you've done. I typically like to set mine manually. We have a key here, it's very important, VM and VF. It means view memory or view frequency. View memory is what it is, so you can go through your presets. I love using this in airband. I'll have maybe like 30, 40 airband frequencies. Go into VM mode, then you can cycle your frequencies here with the tuning knob. Quickly turning the tuning knob, listening for transmissions as you scroll through all the different presets. It's an amazing way to do it. It's like a manually moving scanner, which is nice. But it works fantastic for the airband. I absolutely love that. You can also browse by pressing and holding these keys while the VM's activated and actually browse those frequencies. But it's a little slow for airband, so I use this tuning knob manually. But you can use this for airband as well. Down here we have memory key. Memory key is neat. You can add memories manually. That's really nice if you're using the VF function, view frequency. That lets you browse with these buttons through, say, the entire shortwave band. And if you find something while you're listening, because it stops on a station for 5 seconds and then continues, just tap memory and automatically adds it into memory, which is great. And you can always delete it later on manually with the delete key. Down here we have AM bandwidth. I'll show it to you tonight. Quite a few settings on there: 6 kilohertz, 4 kilohertz, 3, I believe 2 and 1. So I'll show you that to you. And down here you'll see FM stereo. If you're listening to FM, you can turn it off if you're not using headphones. It's rather preferable. You get better reception. Power on off plus sleep function. 120 minutes is typically what I set mine for, but you set it to 90, 60, 30, 15, I believe. Of course, I showed you the display function with the lockout feature. Time setting, alarm setting, of course, those buttons here for incremental tuning, search tuning, and browse tuning. Right inside of the radio, we got the tuning knob, which is notched. If you look, it pushes in. Now, when you push in, it lets you change the step tuning from fast to slow to stop, so you can disable the wheel if you want. I don't see why you would with this radio because it is notched. It's kind of hard to bump your frequency. And of course, you can see it says squelch. So when you're on the airband, you can adjust a threshold for squelch, which is nice. Down here, we have the volume control. It's analog. And we have a micro USB in. Charge the internal BL5C battery. Top of the radio, we have a 19¼ inch antenna, which is the same exact length as the Skywave's antenna. Yes, this radio came out to compete against the Skywave. There's our frequency information. As you can see, it's got full coverage on shortwave, which is nice. No, this radio is not single sideband, or $50. Hey, I'm pretty happy with it. Here's the battery compartment. And in the bottom, we have a reset button. I've never had to use this on any of my R-108s, so yeah, it's neat it has it, but I've never had to use it. So let's do a size comparison, start cruising the band, because we're running out of time. But yeah, I like doing these comparisons and talking about the radio first. So yeah, I got the Sihuadon in black. Now, for a short time, they were making the radios with the white light. So this is like the white instead of the amber. I really like the amber. It's much nicer. And the original radio owl. Let's go ahead and show it to you. A few differences here. Mainly, you'll see a little difference in color of the cabinet. They went a little darker, but that could be normal with most plastics. You can see this has a darker shade to it. But the big takeaway is that the color of the buttons is different. You're using a more peachy orange, a little bit more high visibility color than the yellow here. And they went with an orange text versus a red text on the buttons. And of course, this has the white light as well. That bluish white light, which can get washed out at certain angles too. But still liking the amber. That's why I picked it up. That's why I'm doing band scan with it, to see if there's any differences. Did I notice any? Not too much. They seem pretty good, pretty consistent. So, all right. Let's go ahead and show a few more radios, and then we'll get tuning this. So I have the ever popular CC Pocket, and I have the Skywave it competes against. Yes, this actually has better shortwave coverage and better sounding audio. This has weather band, which is great for weather alert. Plus it has the amber light, but it's not as bright. It's only on one side. But this runs on AA batteries, and people like that. So, all right. And they'll spend the extra money to have that too. Okay, so let's go ahead and start tuning the band. Now you'll notice me moving the radio around, and there's a reason for that. Let's go ahead and zoom this back down here. So real quick primer, there's an internal antenna for your medium wave and long wave. And this antenna is a ferrite rod with a coil of wire. This is used to pick up the longer wavelengths of medium wave and long wave. The shorter wavelengths like shortwave, FM, and airband, they're really narrow. The back antenna is used for that. So keep that in mind. Now this internal ferrite rod antenna is horizontally mounted at the top of the radio typically. And you turn that horizontal edge towards the station you're trying to receive, and it'll actually improve reception. And you'll get to see that here while I tune the radio. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Sleep timer. Okay, so right now local time, 10:49 p.m. Central Daylight Time near Chicago. Battery life indicator, sleep timer. Timer if we had a wake to radio, wake to alarm would show there. It's showing medium wave band, kilohertz 520. And showing voice mode. So number 4 here, if you press and hold, brightens it for music. But for AM band, you want it on voice. You also notice fast underneath there, so incremental tuning. Oh, there's squelch. Let the squelch backs in. Okay, so tap it. You can change it to slow, and you can stop. So typically in tuning sessions, you can leave it on slow. So you have 1 kilohertz tuning, which is fantastic. So you can tune just off frequency. It's very important. And you can do fast tuning here with the buttons. So what we'll do for the video is I'll leave this on fast. So let's go find our first station. This is 540 WAUK Jackson, Wisconsin. I shouldn't pick up much until I aim it to the north. So let's go ahead and do that.
Because, of course, when you're in the middle of a freaking war and you're watching people starve to death and being attacked by Russia, who Donald Trump thinks is, you know, a great guy.
I turn it away. Now you can't hear anything. So yeah, to the north is WAUK Jackson, Wisconsin. It's 400 watts at night and about 70 miles away. Very cool. Now we can change to the signal noise ratio, and you actually see those numbers change. So the first number there is signal strength, and the second number is signal noise ratio. Turn it here, the numbers increase.
What do you do? What do you do, everybody? Put yourself in the shoes of somebody who is hosting a news
Oh, and time takes you right to time. That's nice.
Ask yourself, who would you book? Who would you speak to?
There you go. Cool. Let's keep going.
Stone is a wholesale fabricator of
This is KTRS, St. Louis, Missouri. This is 275 miles, 5,000 watts.
stores, remodelers, and builders. Fun once a year.
Heavy-duty cleaning wipes at your local auto parts store, the Home Depot, Lowe's, and more. Look for the big yellow tub.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
So you saw the bandwidth there, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 3 is pretty good. This is 560 WIND Chicago.
Over the course of my employment, and I'm coming up on my first.
So the stations are coming in fairly faint tonight. This is 610. This is KCSP, Kansas City, Missouri. 400 miles, 5,000 watts. To the southwest, that direction.
Not our mulch, we're recycling trees. Many species
620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is to the north. This is 52 miles, 10,000 watts. Watch it improve. And listen.
Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less.
There you go.
Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire store.
Fairly large supply of hot tubs and accessories in our store. Close to everybody in China.
At Mike's Place, family means everything, and that's why they're excited to announce the return of Make Your Own Pizza for Kids.
Make your own pizza for kids. Hey, that's awesome. CFCO, Chatham, Ontario, 310 miles, 6,000 watts.
Watering gourmet burgers, and now have your kids create their own pizza. Open Monday to Saturday, 11 a.m. till midnight, and Sunday, 4 to 10. Chatham Kids Country, CFCO.
Yeah, so country station CFCO, Chatham, Ontario. Beautiful. Okay, so the Hispanic music is WMFN, Peatone, Illinois, 75 miles, 1,600 watts at night. And over here, just by turning the radio, you'll pick up different frequencies, which is amazing. We're getting a little bit of WOI. Can barely make them out though. There's WSM, Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles. As you notice, I won't hover on the music, but yeah, it sounds pretty good.
When I grow,
So we may have a hard time picking up the East Coast stations. This would be a WFAN, New York. We left it here for a little bit, may help. I could bring a passive loop in, but we'll keep going.
Like Jug disappeared.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUG.
There's a local station, 670, The Score. WSCR, Chicago, home of the Cubs.
We put a lot of effort in our relationships with others, with coworkers, with our family. That same effort.
Looking for Medicare guidance? Make the right call. RetireNet, Cincinnati's experts in Medicare.
So here's WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
Serving Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. Learn more
You may hear a
at
clicking sound.
retirenet.com.
That's the refreshing of the signal strength. If we change it,
Reds are trailing the Padres
it's still
right now,
there.
4-1
Sometimes
to go.
it goes away.
Inning, meat of the order for the Reds, and they will face a new pitcher, third of the night. It was Sean Manet at the start. Steven Wilson with a
Cool.
Our success today.
John, we had a brutal stretch of winter with lots of snow and ice dams along our gutter lines.
Here's WGN Chicago.
Be proactive, taking care of small issues before they become bigger ones.
So we're just picking up a hint of CFZM Zoomer Radio. Toronto, Ontario. Usually comes in much clearer, 460 miles. We are having some big storms coming through. Just picking up an ad here. WSB Atlanta, Georgia, 630 miles.
Your order to discreetly package to your door. That's 800-990.
This is about punishing silencing. Because Twitter, unfortunately, has become the
WGR, Detroit, Michigan, 270 miles.
And until we make significant changes there, nothing's going to be.
Yeah, I think the East Coast is under storm, because if I go to the Skywave, and we go up to 770, I probably won't be able to pick it up either. Yeah, same result.
In sports, Cubs beat the Rays 4-2. Sox and Guardians postponed.
Local 780 WBBM Chicago, old-time radio in the evenings, 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So if you can pick up WBBM from your area, and you're up late, check it out.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home.
So I hit that tone was 11 o'clock.
I'm Tom Foti in Washington. The president of Ukraine calls it.
Tough night for New York stations. This is WGY, Albany, New York, 740 miles. Playing with the AM bandwidth will help. WCCO, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 310 miles. Definitely a big storm front to the north of me and to the east.
Figures out next steps. The mood of the flying public.
I think it's for our own protection because obviously.
This sounds like a local. It's a WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky. It's about 300 miles.
It's fine with me.
Coast to coast in the evenings, 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. I listen to it every evening.
It's a good idea.
Trying to lead by example.
Though sometimes I turn it off if the subject's kind of dumb. Picking up a hint of Colorado here, KOA. It's 890 miles away. Just depends on the evening.
Du premier meurtre de l'année à Québec brise le silence. Ils affirment avoir alerté la police.
CJBC, Toronto, Ontario.
Maintenant de poursuivre la ville. Explication Marie-Pierre.
Guns have no registration number.
meaning there is no way to trace them back to the original.
So here's a WWL, New Orleans, Louisiana, 865 miles south.
Stabbed to death on a high school campus, that in an apparently to the original owner. Correspondent Jeff Pegues. And in Stockton, California, police report a 15-year-old girl has been stabbed.
So here's 880 WCBS, New York, New York. This is 750 miles. So now we picked up a New York station towards the middle of the band here. We could try 770 again. See if it improved, because that does happen.
Radio on the Odyssey app. All the audio that matters to you is on Odyssey. News, music, sports, and podcasts. Download the Odyssey app today. Your news, live and local. This is WCBS News Radio 880 and Odyssey Station.
The rain is coming down. We've got the wind.
There you go.
Risk-free for 30 days. Call 800.
Here's WLS, Chicago. High-pitch whine coming from the camera. I can make it go away by slow tuning it down a couple kilohertz.
Guaranteed. Call now, 800-764-9219, or visit crystalflush.com.
Murder at the high school. A 15-year-old girl stabbed to death on the campus of Stockton, California's
Landed at the steps of the California Capitol today with a list of measures they're fighting against.
Okay, 940. I think it's WFAW, Fort Atkinson. It's a local station.
The group plans protests and getting their positions heard by Capitol lawmakers.
Saying, he needs to block it out. He needs to just let it.
I'm Riley Latham. Let's have a look at your forecast for the city of Winnipeg, courtesy of CBC Media Production. Tonight we're expecting a mainly sunny evening, partly cloudy skies.
This is Winnipeg. This is Manitoba, 675 miles, CBW.
Reduced partly cloudy in the morning with a chance of snow in the afternoon, a high of 2 degrees. Wednesday morning snow, then cloudy in the afternoon.
How's both of you mic'd up? Don't just leave with Nick Nurse, there, coach.
1000 WMVP, Chicago, ESPN.
They're looking at each other, and it was very intense.
Yeah, rough night tonight. This is KDKA, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I can usually pick this up no problem with my radios. 450 miles. Just to show you, I'll bring the Skywave in. We can go for direct frequency to that too. If you wait a little bit, it might improve.
As Ukraine fights for freedom, democracy, and truth, so does the world. Listen to new episodes of Whirlwind, a creation and presentation of C13 Originals at Cadence 13 Studio. Available for free now on the Odyssey.
So Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 450 miles. KDKA.
Roaches, please!
Was at the finish line.
It was a return to the winner's circle for 23-year-old Daniel Roman.
WBZ, 1030 is Boston, Massachusetts, 880 miles.
Five-time and defending champion Marcel Hooch, who mysteriously withdrew just hours earlier.
Currently in Des Moines, it's clear and 37 degrees.
From the Hy-Vee studios, this is News Radio 1040 WHO and on the free iHeartRadio.
There you go, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles. The West.
We tell stories about everything, including your stories. Send them to Our American.
Radar weather, sponsored by Waukegan Tires for vehicle maintenance and new wheels for spring. WaukeganTires.com. From CMJ4 News, I'm meteorologist.
So we got local WLIP, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Early, mostly cloudy and breezy, a low of 32. For Tuesday.
Virus change, and in order to really provide the protection needed against the new variant.
KYW, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles. Going to the East Coast is improving a bit while we're tuning.
I'd sacrifice anything come what might.
WTAM, Cleveland, Ohio, 345 miles.
Voice that comes in the night and repeats.
Yeah, rough. Wow, this is to the south. KMOX should be able to pick that up. St. Louis, Missouri, 275 miles.
Born into Irish immigrant families. In 1902, Margaret gives birth to a second son, Daniel J. O'Brien Jr., who's almost immediately called Jack. George and the Lansky by Dutch.
So you just wait for it to improve.
501-4721 to talk to Richard from east of the Rockies.
So it's coast to coast replay here. So WRVA, Richmond, Virginia, 665 miles. I'm loving that Amber Backlit. It's a perfect little radio for somebody getting into radio. You get them one of these and they got so much at their fingertips. It's so cool. And then you can spend time with them and show them what the radio can do.
And suddenly I became desperate. No, those are good and helpful stories.
It's a local.
But I said what I recognize is we're all
Christian radio, WYLL, Chicago.
I received a call. It really was.
Hey.
Yeah, mate. My name is Mark. I'm listening to your radio station from England, but not through actual radio.
I'm not even sure what station this is. Is this KBOB, Davenport, Iowa? Probably.
Not really sure how it's happening. If you want to give us a call.
Anymore. Then Title 42 isn't necessary, so let's open up the...
So you got recordings of Brother Stare still on medium wave. Interesting. WHAM, Rochester, New York, 545 miles.
I'm sure that's what's going on. But going back to the math ruling.
Okay, I'm just barely picking it up. WPHT, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. When they give their call letters, it's like really weird. It's like WPHT. It's like they're like whispering it. 700 miles. Okay, I'm going to go really quick now.
Dead bodies of people who have...
Up the band to 1500. There's quite a bit in this area here. We call the Graveyard Band. Tons of small, low power stations. Mixing. Could be Ottawa, Ontario, 660 miles. See, maybe not. No, Ontario would be this way. Okay, keep going. Because I find stations, I don't know what it is. I have to research. A little bit of whistling on the radio here. Okay, let's go up to the top here.
Set it off. Something powerful set it off. But then they put out a statement.
Here's WLAC Nashville, 434 miles.
Not explaining how they determined that or what it was that set off the sensors to begin with and hadn't.
3 goes up from 11 to 14, and the rest is history. So, to your
WCKY,
point,
Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
felt different. The series feel.
You know, this is the thing that really happened. He was at USC.
1540, KXEL, Waterloo, Iowa.
Fundraiser. And,
We're almost done.
And they're...
Here's CHHA, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles. Music coming in through KCJJ, the mighty Iowa City, Iowa, 175 miles, 1,000 watts.
Affiliated with the team.
KCNZ, Waterloo, Iowa, 210 miles, 1,000 watts.
And how many second, third, fourth, eighth opinions?
Two mixing stations. Got some country music there, I believe on KKLF, Richardson, Texas, 790 miles. And then we're picking up KBGG, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles to the west. So the people talking, sports radio, music was Richardson, Texas. Cool. You always have fun. Turn this off. There it is, the new R-108 with the amber backlights. So those who are wondering if it's any better than the older models, if you have an older model, the only thing better is the backlight is nicer. I personally really like that. Plus this lettering is brighter. I do like to be able to see that. It's nice. So if I was to choose, of course, I would pick this one. If they even had the other ones available still, which I don't think they do. I think they went right to this style, which is absolutely fine. Absolutely fabulous radio for the money. You can find it on Lightning Deal, like I did with this radio. Lightning Deal coupon got down to $42. Dang, just snap it up. Like I said, normal retail right now, I saw it around $58 or $55 with like a $3 off coupon. Really didn't bring it down to $50. So used to seeing this when it goes on sale under $50. It's always a buy when it's under $50. Just wait a little bit and get yourself a Rockin radio, or you give it to a friend, or start somebody in the hobby. This is the way to do it. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Too, if you like this radio, I'm gonna do some more band scans. Maybe do the air band with that little thing I showed you. That was kind of fun with going through the presets of the air band manually, and maybe do an FM band scan with this. Maybe some shortwave. That'd be fun. All right, and of course, comment below what you think about the new Amber Light R-108. All right, great. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and we'll see you in my next video.